how does the culture though? Because I've seen in your videos you talk a lot about culture. Um, it, how do you keep people motivated? Because innovation is a slow grind. How do you keep people engaged?
I like to call it the work we do while the work we do, because I think we're here to make products, we're here to solve problems, but part of our plan as a company is to enhance the economic well-being and quality of life of all of our stakeholders. And so I think if you have a mission statement and a purpose as a company or as a person, we all need to have a greater sense of purpose. And I think you keep people engaged to get out there and keep engaging, because it's not about, making this tension indicating take-up frame is important. But what's more important is that there's a person on the other end of this getting this solution that has a problem. And when that problem's an issue that day, that doesn't just impact the conveyor. That impacts that person's personal life likely too, because guess what? They're taking that home.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be a stretch. That's the goal. That's really, really nice. It's really nice way to look at it. But that's the reality. I mean, how often do you go home when work interferes with, it puts you in a mood? It matters. Those pain points matter.
Well,
I think. I mean, so looking at that, going, well, our job here is not just to solve mechanical problems. It is, but people are behind that. And if we understand and learn how to engage with people and what they're trying to face, like that's how this tension indicating frame came to be. You had mentioned it earlier, right?
Yeah.
This is an example where, it's cut away, but essentially what we've made take-up frames for a while. And a take-up frame is designed to help a producer track a belt on a conveyor and adjust the tension. And tension is critically important. Too much tension can cause massive failure. Not enough tension can really affect performance. So we've made frames for a while. A lot of people make take-up frames. And we've made them closed. There's nothing inside. So when you're new and you're trying to learn how to track a conveyor belt, what we reference in some of our materials is we heard producers say it's more of an art than a science. I've been here 30 years. I know how to.
I heard that.
All you do is you give it a bit of a turn, but not too much, just enough, just enough, but not too much. So when I started thinking about this and thinking about that problem, I thought about a scenario where, okay, so say you're having to manage the checkbook for your company. Okay, you need to make sure all the bills are paid. But I'm not going to teach you how to balance checkbook. I'm not going to give you how much money you have in there. You need to make sure all the bills are paid, but don't bounce checks and make sure everything's paid. You're going to be, I don't know what I'm just going to pay just enough.
Yeah.
It's going to be a guessing game. And take-up frames, based on how we were making them, was a guessing game. We're giving a brand new person who wants to perform no information on how to be successful in their job. And when they get good at it, guess what? With the ongoing labor shortage.
Well, that was the big one that stood out to me. That selling point.
That's a pain point, right? Producers, plant managers are like, look, if I have a guy or gal in there, and they're good, they get promoted. And then you have a new person in that position.
Yeah.
Well, that new person, they're trying to do their best, but there's very little information from the manufacturer of the take-up frame to allow them to be successful. We went, well, how can we be better? That's a pain point. How can we help that person and help that plant manager, help them be more efficient? Let's give them a look. Let's give them a gauge on how much money they have in their checking account. Let's teach them how to balance the checkbook. Let's show them in real time how much tension they have on here. We put a spring in here, which helps some of the shock load. So there are other benefits too, but the real innovation is not making the guessing game. Now you can adjust one end to the other to the same amount. You know how much tension's on there. You're giving them a look at it, and it's a really, really, it's a brand new product to market. It's going to be an impact, a game changer.